Alright, teachers, magandang gabi po. I welcome you po sa ating session for tonight. Okay? Ito po ay fast discussions lamang. Okay? Kaya kasi nga po ay nagpe-prepare po ako no for my travel tomorrow. Pupunta po ako ng Iloilo to purchase our ticket for the upcoming oath taking. Okay? Sana naman po maging successful po ito no despite na medyo mahina po yung connection ko dito. Kamusta po ba kayo, teachers? Kilapag nga po? Ready na po ba sa inyong examination? Ilapag po sa ating chat box. Ready na po ba kayo? Malapit na po yung inyong examination. Okay, mga ilang days na nga po. Ilang days na lang po ba? I guess sa 61 na lang po, di ba? Paki-confirm nga po, 61 days. So I hope, no, I really hope na sana kahit 75 or 80% na kayong ready sa inyong examination. Okay, so at least po yung mga free session natin, makakatulong din po sa inyong preparation for your upcoming examination. Okay, so without further ado po, I welcome you all sa ating pang-apat na session tonight. Okay, sana maging successful na po. So first, we have here our class rules. Unang-una po is to stay muted unless called upon to speak. Number two is to show respect to everyone at all times. Number three is to actively participate by engaging in the chat box. Okay, sana nakuha po natin yung teachers. And of course, yung reminder po natin, we will have our first summative exam this coming February 4 po, no, 2025. So, bali, isang session na lang po tayo. Okay, so after po ng first summative exam natin, magkakaroon din po tayo ng another 5 sessions para po sa ating pangalawang summative examination. And of course, after that, more on ano na tayo, no, pre-board exam and of course, final coaching na po tayo. Alright? So again, teachers, be participative po no, sa ating chat box. So let's go. Let's have our first question for tonight. We have here number one. A food preservation specialist is considering the most cost-effective method for drying products. Among the options, the most economical drying method is it A, air or contact drying, letter B, vacuum drying, letter C, freeze drying, o letter D, sun drying. Ano po ba yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po sa ating chat box. Okay lang po, no? Kahit maligwak kayo dito, wala pong problema. Ano po bang hinahanap natin? Yung most cost-effective method. Okay? Ano po yung tamang sagot? Most cost-effective method for drying products. Among the options, the most economical. Again, yung pinaka-economical. Okay? Cost-effective drying method is it A, air or contact drying? Letter B, vacuum drying. Letter C, freeze drying. O letter D, sun drying. Ano po ba yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po sa ating chat box. I see letter D. Tama po ba yung letter D? About yung iba, pakilapag po. So let's reveal ano po ba yung tamang sagot. So let's check. Yung tamang sagot po dito ay walang iba kundi yung letter D. Okay, yung sun drying po natin. Okay, ano po ba yung ibang options natin dito? Pag sinabi kasi nating air or contact drying, nagre-require po siya no, ng mechanical systems for airflow and heat. Okay, yung vacuum naman po, kumbaga, hindi po siya cost-effective kasi nga po, specialized and expensive method po siya. Nagre-remove po siya ng water no, under low pressure, di ba? Kumakailangan din po siya ng cost. Yung freeze drying natin dito, ito naman po yung most expensive, okay? Most expensive drying method that requires advanced machinery. So of course, we're looking for economical drying method. Ay wala pong iba, kundi yung letter D natin. Okay? Economical drying method. The answer here, of course, would be letter D, yung sun drying. Okay? Bakit economical po yung sun drying natin? Hindi naman po natin yung binibili. Okay? Kumaga, readily available na po yung sunlight natin. Alright? So the best option here, of course, would be letter D. Okay, sa atin nakuha po, that's item number one. We go to item number two here. A quality control team is inspecting dried fish and notice the growth of black, again, yung growth of black, blue, and green molds. Okay, where before, black, blue, and green molds on the surface. This issue is caused by excessive moisture content. So this condition is known as blank. Is it A, reddening? Letter B, mold growth. Letter C, insect attack. Letter D, case hardening. Ano po ba yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po sa ating chat box. Teachers, please be participative po, no? So the more we participate, mas marami po tayong mariretain. Huwag pong mahiyang maligwak. It's okay. Wala pong problema dito. I see letter B. Tama po ba yung letter B? Tama po ba yung letter B? Okay, so let's reveal the best option here, of course, for item number two. Ay, walang iba, kundi yung letter B, yung mold growth po natin. Alright? Bakit? Ano po ba yung reason, no? Bakit nagkakaroon po ng mold growth? Ito po yung black, blue, and green molds on the surface, ano, ng ating dried fish is directly caused po ng excessive moisture content. So, kumbaga, nagka-create po siya ng suitable environment for fungal growth. Yung reddening po, ito po yung reddish discoloration po ng ating fish. Okay? Yung insect attack, of course, yung physical damage. Okay? Cause po yan ng either yung mga insects natin, yung beetle, or even yung flies natin. Yan po yung insect attack. Yung letter D naman here, ito po yung formation, no, of a hard outer layer in the fish. Kumbaga, nagtatrap po siya ng moisture inside. Yan po yung case hardening. What we're looking for, the growth of black, blue, and green molds. Okay, ito na po yung sagot. Dito na po yung sa stem ng ating tanong. Molds, so of course, the best option here would be letter B, yung mold growth. Again, tamang sagot po dito ay walang iba kundi letter B, mold growth po. Okay, sana nakuha po. That's item number two. Item number three here. A fisherman is preparing fish for preservation. He placed the fish into a solution of salt. Again, we're looking for a solution of salt in water, ensuring that the fish absorbs the desired salt concentration. This process is referred to as bland. Is it A, salting, letter B, brining, letter C, catch process, or letter D, brine? Ano po yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po sa ating chat box, ano po yung tamang sagot for item number three? Okay, ano po yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po sa ating chat box, teachers. I see letter B. Tama po ba yung letter B? Tama po ba yung letter B? So let's reveal ang tamang sagot po dito ay walang iba kundi yung letter B. Again, how about the rest of our options here? Pag sinabi po nating salting, ito po yung general application of salt. Again, salting po, general application of salt. Kumbaga, yung salt natin, nag-i-involve po siya, no? It's either po nira-wrap po natin yung salt o kumbaga, pinapack po natin yung fish in dry salt. Yan po yung process of salting. Pag sinabi po nating catch process, ito po yung dry salting techniques, no? Where fish are layered with dried salt. Ito po yung tinatawag natin na pagbuburo. Okay? Yung binuro po, yan po yung quench process. Pag sinabi nating brine, ito po yung saltwater solution. Okay? Yung solution mismo. Okay? The solution itself. The solution of salt in water. Okay? Pero we're talking about here the process. Okay? The process, of course, the best option here would be letter B, brining po. Again, solution of salt of water, process po siya. The best option here, of course, would be letter B, brining. Okay, sa nakakuha po, that's item number three. The best option po, it's letter B. We go to question number four. A fish preservation team is discussing the procedures of preparing catch cured fish. Okay, ito na po siya, yung binuro natin. They list several steps, but identify one that does not belong to the process. Is that letter A, removes internal organs of fish and washed thoroughly? Letter B, removes the brined fish and allow draining for 2 to 3 hours. Letter C, removes adhering materials from shrimp. Or letter D, packing the drained fish in a wooden or plastic box. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Item number four, ano po yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po sa ating chat box. I see letter C. Tama po ba yung letter C? Mhm. Sige, lapag lang po. It's okay kahit mali po yan, wala pong problema. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Kalapag lang po. Okay, so let's reveal the best option for item number 4 ay walang iba kundi yung letter C, okay? Ang removes adhering materials from shrimp, okay? Kumbaga, yung letter C natin dito, eh mali po siya, no? Kumbaga, removing or adhering materials from shrimp is unrelated, okay? We're not talking about here the shrimp, okay? Tandaan po natin, shrimp po ito, no? Yung letter C. Of course, we're talking about here the canned cured fish or the fish itself. So, of course, the best exception, no? So would be letter C, removes adhering materials from shrimp. Okay? Hindi po natin yung pinag-uusapan yung shrimp, kundi yung fish mismo. Okay? Letter A, removes internal organs of fish and washed thoroughly. Ito po yung isa sa mga pinakaunang gagawin po natin no, bago po tayo mag-buro ng ating fish. Yung letter B here, removes the brine fish and allow training for 2 to 3 hours. Ito po yung critical step no, in cage during to remove excess moisture. Yung letter D naman, packing the drained fish in a wooden or plastic box. Ito naman po yung final phase na mismo. Okay, letter D, final phase na po yan. So of course, we're looking for an exception here would be letter C. Okay, the answer here would be letter C. We go to item number 5. A company is using a specialized drying process. Okay, specialized drying process where a sealed chamber, okay, tandaan po yung sealed chamber and efficient vacuum pumps. Okay, tandaan po, vacuum pumps are employed to reach very low pressures, effectively removing moisture from the product. Ang po ba ito? Is it A, freeze drying? Letter B, air or contact drying? Letter C, vacuum drying? O letter D, sun drying? Ano po yung tamang sagot? Item number 5, ano po yung tamang sagot, teachers? Mhm. I see letter C. Yes. Tama po ba yung letter C? Again, teachers, paulit-ulit po ito, no? During actual board examination, it's okay po na mag-highlight kayo o mag-underline po kayo ng mga keywords doon. Okay? Kumbaga, yung examination is actually labanan po yan ng keywords. Okay? Kumbaga, yung mga sagot doon, eh, nasa stem na po mismo ng tanong. So, kumbaga, advantage mo kapag marunong ka pong mag-eliminate ng mga options doon, eh marunong ka mag-highlight ng mga tamang keywords, at saka mag-underline po. Okay, sana nakuha. So let's reveal, I see a lot of letter C's. Tama po ba yung letter C? Let's reveal the correct answer here, of course, would be letter C, okay? Letter C po yung tamang sagot. Tandaan po, pag sinabi kasi nating sun drying, nagre-rely po siya no, mainly on natural sunlight, di ba? Cost-effective po siya as what I have mentioned kanina, cost-effective siya or economical. Yung ating what do you call this? Yung air or contact drying naman siya, as what I have said din kanina, ito po yung nagre-require ng mechanical system, okay? Mechanical systems for airflow and heat, which involves energy cost. Okay, may cost din po siya. Yung letter A here, yung freeze drying, ito naman po yung most expensive no, drying method. Na nagre-require po siya ng advanced machinery to freeze and of course sublimate water from the product under vacuum conditions. Yan po yung freeze drying. So we're looking for specialized drying process, chamber, vacuum pumps. Okay, ito na po yung pinaka-keywords natin dito, no, yung vacuum pumps. Of course, the best option here would be letter C, yung vacuum drying. Okay, sana nakuha. That's item number 5. The best option would be letter C. We go to item number 6. Okay, item number 6. A family is calculating the minimum monthly. Again, tandaan po natin, minimum monthly income required to meet the nutritional needs of 6 members. This minimum amount is known as blank. Is it A, food budget, letter B, food threshold, letter C, food intake, letter D, food consumption? Ano po yung tamang sagot? Minimum monthly income, ano po ba yan? Food budget po ba? Letter B, food threshold, letter C, food intake, o letter D, food consumption? So after 30 minutes, no, teachers, bali mag-out po tayo, no? Mag-i-end po yung meeting. So balik lang po tayo after conversion. Dating gawi po tayo dito. Ano po ba yung tamang sagot? So let's check. Ano po ba? Ang daming letter A. Tama po ba yung letter A? Again, we're talking about minimum monthly income. Ano po ba yan? So let's reveal, ang tamang sagot po dito ay walang iba kundi letter, magpugay po. Magpugay po yung mga nagsagot ng letter B, okay? Letter B po yung tamang sagot, yung food threshold po natin. Bakit? Pag sinabi nating food threshold, ito po yung minimum income, no? Tandaan po, minimum income or expenditure required for a family or individual to meet the basic food which satisfy the nutritional requirements for economically necessary and socially physical activities. Ito po ay verbatim mismo, no? Galing from the record of PSA or the Philippine Statistics Authority. Alright? So the best option here would be letter B. Bakit? Ano po ba yung food budget? Ito po yung amount of money, no? Amount of money a family plans to spend on food. Again, tandaan po yung pinaka-keywords natin dito, amount of money a family plans to spend on food. Pag sinabi naman nating food intake, ito naman po yung quantity of food, no, na na-consume mismo ng ating na na-consume ng individuals or a certain household. Yan po yung food intake. Pag sinabi naman nating food consumption, eh similar lang po siya, similar lang po sa ating food intake. Kumbaga, amount of food or the quantity of food consumed by a certain household, right? So we're looking for minimum monthly income. The best option here, of course, would be letter B, yung food threshold, right? Sana nakuha po natin yung difference nila, no? Food budget, amount of money. Okay? Yung food threshold natin, ito po yung minimum monthly income na required po na i-meet po yung nutritional needs of household members. Alright? Sana nakuha po natin. That's item number 6. Letter B po yung tamang sagot. We go to item number 7 here. A fish processing plant is preparing a batch of fish for preservation. The fish are first brined, then drained for several hours, and finally packed in dry salt. Again, packed in dry salt. This method is known as blank. Is it A, shrimp cake? Letter B, fermented fish. Letter C, canned or cured fish. Letter D, salted sea urchin. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po. Item number 7, ano po yung tamang sagot? I see letter C. Yes. Tama po ba yung letter C? Letter C po ba yung tamang sagot? Meron ding letter B. So reveal po natin ang tamang sagot po dito ay walang iba, magpugay po. Magpugay po yung lahat ng nagsagot ng letter C. Okay? Letter C, the kench or cured fish. As what I have mentioned kanina, sorry. As what I have mentioned kanina, pag sinabi natin cured or canned fish, ito po yung pagbuburo natin or yung binuro mismo. Okay? Tandaan po, yung shrimp cake, of course, obviously, ito po yung galing, no? Or made from ground shrimp. Alright? Shrimp cake. Yung fermented fish naman, ito po yung nag-i-involve, no? Using natural fermentation. Eh, medyo may pagkamatagalan po ito, yung fermented fish. Okay? As what sabi nga nila, no, kapag fermentation, kapag nag-undergo ka po ng fermentation process, katulad po ng wine natin, di ba? Kapag mas matagal po yung fermentation niya, eh mas tasteful yung lasa po ng wine, okay? Yung letter D here, salted sea urchin, of course, product made by salted sea urchin, o po yan. So the best option here, we're looking for packed in dry salt. The best option here would be letter C, yung canned or cured fish or yung pagbuburo, okay? Sana nakuha po, that's item number 7. We go to item number, ito po siya. Ito po yung halimbawa ng cured fish natin. Okay, sana nakuha po. That's item number 7. We go to item number 8. A worker in a smoking facility is ensuring the proper burning of wood. Okay, burning of wood during the smoking process. To achieve the desired conditions, they typically used what kind of structure? Again, we're talking about the structure. Ano po ba si smokehouse? Letter D, none of the above. Ano yung tamang sagot? Letter C. Tama po ba yung letter C? Again, we're looking for the structure here. Ano po ba yung consider natin na structure dito? Mhm. So for example, teachers, no, sa ating tanong, usually if ever lang, no, kapag may lumabas, like for example, yung tanong is about yung sagot mo doon, true or false, maybe, okay, or perhaps, or none of the above. So, pag nakita mo yung maybe, cancel muna po yan. Okay? Hindi po yung tamang sagot. So, pili ka lang po sa dalawang option. It's either yes or true. Okay? So, obviously, here we're talking about something, so none of the above is not applicable. I know structure, so the best option here would be letter C, yung smokehouse po natin. Okay? Ito po yung itsura ng ating smokehouse. Tandaan po yung smokehouse natin, no? Ito po yung structure or facility designed for the process of smoking food. Okay? Katulad po ng ating fish or even yung meats natin and other products. Alright? To preserve them and enhance their flavor. Hindi lang po siya, no, designed for preservation. Of course, nagdadagdag din po siya, no, or nag-enhance din po siya ng flavor ng ating products. Katulad po ng fish natin, yung meats natin, and even no, yung mga other products natin. Kumbaga, the smoking process here involves exposing the food to smoke from burning wood or other materials. Okay? Often in a controlled environment. Okay? Kumbaga, may pagkabahay po talaga yung smokehouse natin. Ilalagay po natin sa loob yung products natin dyan. And of course, with the help of smoke, preserve po natin yung ating pagkain. Okay? Saan nakuha po natin? Structure, again, structure here, the best option po, it's letter C, yung smokehouse. Saan na nakuha? That's item number 8. We go to item number 9. A food preservation workshop is discussing methods to extend the shelf life. Okay, shelf life of fish. One process involves removing water. Okay, tandaan po, removing water from the product to prevent spoilage. This method is called, is it A, drying, letter B, dry salting, letter C, sun drying, or letter D, smoking? Ano po yung tamang sagot? Para ma-extend daw po natin yung shelf life ng ating fish, kinakailangan po nating i-dehydrate. Again, dehydrate or remove po natin yung water, no, present po sa loob ng ating fish. Ano po yung gagawin natin dyan? Is that A, i-dry po ba natin? Or dry salting po ba? Letter C, sun drying. O letter D, smoking. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Letter A. Tama po ba yung letter A? Okay, so let's reveal ang tamang sagot po dito ay walang iba kundi yung letter A. Okay, letter A po or yung drying natin na tinatawag. Pag sinabi kasi nating dry salting, ito po yung applying salt directly to the fish. Okay, as what I have mentioned kanina, yung catch natin or yung cured fish natin, yan po yung halimbawa ng dry salting natin. And of course, yung sun drying here, dinadry natin, no? Or dindehydrate po yung, natin yung fish natin under or using sunlight. Ang yung sun drying po, of course, drying din po siya, pero po ito ay halimbawa lamang ng drying. Okay? So we're talking about here the general term. Yung letter D here, yung smoking, ito naman po yung klase ng pag-preserve natin ng fish through the help of smoke. Okay? As what I have mentioned kanina, yung smokehouse natin, ito, yun po yung halimbawa ng proseso po ng pag-smoke natin ng fish. Okay? So of course, the general term we're talking about removing water or dehydrating our fish. The best option here, of course, would be letter A, yung drying po. Okay, number 9, letter A po yung tamang sagot. We go to item number 10. A food processor is describing a dried fish product that has a salty, again, tanan po, salty, fishy taste, and odor, with a color ranging from white to light brown. This product is known as, is it A, tinapa? Letter B, smoked bangus. Letter C, bagoong. O letter G, daing. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Grabe, parang ano na po ah. Ano po yung tama? I see letter D. Tama po ba yung letter D? Okay, we're talking about here the dried fish. Okay, so it seems like we're running out of time. Mag-i-end po ito yung meeting, no? So babalik lang po tayo afterwards. Letter D po ba yung tamang sagot? Okay, so without further ado, let's reveal ang tamang sagot po dito for item number 10. Walang iba kundi yung letter D, okay? Letter D po yung tamang sagot, okay? Pag sinabi kasi nating daing, it refers no to dried fish. Tandaan po, dried fish that has been salted and then dried, resulting in a salty, fishy taste and odor. Pag sinabi naman nating tinapa, ito po yung smoked fish mismo, no? Smoked fish typically with a smoky flavor kasi nga po in-smoke na po natin yung fish. Yung smoked bangus naman, ito naman po yung product na mismo, no? Or kumbaga, halimbawa din po siya ng tinapa, di ba? Yung smoked fish. Or yung specific smoked fish, no? Product made from milkfish. Yung bagoong naman natin, ito naman po yung fermented fish. It's either yung shrimp paste po natin o yung in local term, tinatawag po namin yung ano eh, kapag fermented fish, tinatawag namin yung tinabal. But if shrimp paste po, ito po yung tinatawag namin na ginamos. So, I don't know lang kapag similar din po sa inyo, no? Yan po yung tawag namin dito. So we're looking for dried fish here. Of course, the best option here would be letter D, yung daing po natin. Okay, ano po ba yung mga itsura nila? Ito po yung halimbawa ng tinapa. Okay? And of course, yung smoked bangus natin, ito po, tinapa din po siya, no? And yung bagoong, ba? Yung shrimp paste natin. And of course, lastly here, yung letter D, yung daing, ito po. Okay? Sana nakuha, na-visualize na po ba natin? That's item number 10. The best option po natin ay walang iba kundi letter D, yung daing po. We go to item number 11. A farmer is learning about soil fertility. Again, we're talking about here soil fertility and the role of rhizobia. And then po, bacteria that convert nitrogen into nitrates. These bacteria are found in the roots of, ano po ba yung plants na nagtataglay po or kumbaga present yung rhizobia natin. Ano po ba yan? Vine crops po ba? Letter B, crucifers. Letter C, root vegetables. Letter D, legumes. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Ano po yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po. Item number 11. I see letter D. Yes. Tama po ba yung letter D? Tama po ba yan? So let's reveal ang tamang sagot po dito ay walang iba kundi letter D, yung legumes po natin. Okay? Ito po yung gamot or yung roots ng ating leguminous plant. Right? Pag sinabi kasi natin rhizobia, tandaan po, yung rhizobia natin dito, ito po ay nitrogen fixing bacteria. Again, halimbawa po siya ng bacteria, no? Nitrogen fixing bacteria that form a symbiotic relationship with the roots of legumes. Tandaan po, ano po ba yung mga halimbawa ng mga leguminous plants natin? Meron po tayong beans, yung peas po natin, and even yung mga lentils. Yan po yung mga leguminous plants. Kumbaga, ito po yung mga klase ng bacteria no, na nag-convert po sila ng nitrogen from the air into nitrates, which the plants can use for growth. Yan po yung main purpose ng ating rhizobia. Yung vine crops natin, yung halimbawa niyan is yung, let's say, yung cucumber natin, and even yung ating what do you call this? Yung pumpkins natin, no? Kumbaga, important crops din po siya, pero wala po silang relationship sa tinatawag natin na rhizobia. Yung crucifers naman, ito naman po yung mga plants, halimbawa po nito yung mga cabbages natin, yung mga broccolis, yan po yung crucifers. Eh, hindi naman po sila, or kumbaga, as what I mentioned sa vine crops natin, wala din po silang direct relationship sa rhizobia. And of course, yung root vegetables naman natin, katulad ng carrots natin, yung potatoes and radishes, no? Do not have a symbiotic relationship. Katulad din po ng ating vine crops and crucifers, wala din po silang direct relationship sa rhizobia. So the best option here, of course, rhizobia, saan po natin makukuha yan or present po siya. So the best option here would be letter D, yung legumes po. Okay, ito po yung roots ng ating leguminous plants. Okay, sa peanut po natin, no? Yan po ang purpose nila kasi nga po, kumbaga, pinapatubo sila and then pinaplow po yan. Kumbaga, tumutulong din po sila no, to replenish. Okay? Nagre-replenish po din po sila ng lupa. Nagdadagdag po ng soil fertility. Okay, sa nakuha po natin, rhizobia, nitrogen fixing bacteria. So the best option here, present po sila sa leguminous plants. Okay, sana nakuha po. That's item number 11. Letter G ang tamang sagot. Legumes. We go to item number 12. A chef is preparing onions. Okay, onions in the kitchen and notices irritation. Okay, irritation in the eyes and a biting sensation on the tongue. This reaction is caused by the presence of, is it A, sulfoxide, letter B, sulfur compounds, letter C, mustard oil, or letter D, sodium nitrate. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Item number 12. I see letter B is. Tama po ba yung letter B? Okay, tandaan niyo po teachers ay yung ganitong klaseng tanong, no? Actually, gas-gas na po na tanong ito. Letter B, tama po ba yung letter B? So let's reveal, ang tamang sagot po dito ay walang iba kundi yung magpugay po ang lahat ng nagsagot ng letter B, okay, yung sulfur compounds po natin. Pag sinabi kasi nating sulfoxide, ito po yung precursor, no, to the sulfur compounds released in onion. Yan po yung sulfoxide. Pag sinabi nating mustard oil, ito po yung oil natin mismo, no, coming from mustard seeds. Yan po yung mustard oil. Pag sinabi naman nating sodium nitrate, kumbaga, typically makikita po natin siya, no, makikita po natin siya sa cured meat natin, right? Sodium nitrate, kita po sa cured meats, the best option here we're looking for, ano po ba yung klaseng compounds or chemicals present po sa ating onions, the best option po, it's letter B. Okay, letter B po ang tamang sagot. Okay, so na nakuha, that's item number 12. We go to item number 13. A family is considering the factors that make a house more convenient. Again, we're talking about here convenience, okay, within the house for everyday living. The most convenient option would be a house that is that a house with household help, house equipped with appliances and labor-saving devices, or letter D, a house near the church, market, school, and recreation places. Of course, the best option here would be letter C, okay, a house equipped with appliances and labor-saving devices. Bakit? Kumbaga, ito yung mga elements, no, na nagre-reduce po ng time and effort spent on daily tasks. Yung mga appliances po, ito po yung halimbawa po nito, no, yung dishwashers natin, yung mga washing machines, and even yung mga refrigerators natin can make household chores faster and more efficient, significantly enhancing the convenience of daily life. Okay, so nakuha po item number 13. Ang tamang sagot po natin dito, we're talking about convenience inside or within our of our home. So the best option here would be letter C, okay, equipped with appliances and labor-saving devices. We go to item number 14. A manager is evaluating how well employees meet their job responsibilities and tasks. This process is known as is it A, accountability, letter B, regulation, letter C, responsibility, o letter D, control function. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po sa ating chat box, ano po yung tamang sagot for item number 14? Okay, this involves evaluation or evaluating how well employees meet their job responsibilities and tasks. This process is known is that A, accountability po ba? Letter B of regulation. Letter C, responsibility. Letter D, control function. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Mhm. Okay, sagot lang po. Kahit mali, wala pong problema. 14A, tama po ba yung letter A? Okay, so let's reveal ang tamang sagot po dito ay walang iba kundi yung letter A. Okay, letter A po ang tamang sagot. Pag sinabi kasi nating regulation, ito po yung pagsiset natin ng rules and guidelines. Again, ano po ba yung mga regulation nyo, no? Within your organization, yan po yung mga rules nyo or yung mga guidelines. Okay, yung mga protocols nyo mismo, yan po yung regulations. Pag sinabi naman nating responsibility, ito po yung mga duties, okay, obligations mo or mga tasks na na-assign po mismo sa iyo or kumbaga sa iyong mga employees. Yan po yung responsibility. Pag sinabi naman natin control function, ito naman po yung nag-include, no, monitoring and correcting activities. Okay, control function. So of course, we're looking for evaluation here. The best option would be accountability. Okay, kumbaga, nag-involve po ito, no, ng holding individuals. Again, holding individuals responsible for their performance and outcomes. Kumbaga, ini-ensure niya po, no, that they meet expectations and contribute to organization's goals. Yan po yung accountability. Sana nakuha po. That's item number 14. The best option here would be letter A, accountability. We go to item number 15. A computer is being used to process various inputs. Again, inputs, the raw material that the computer processed is it A, information, letter B, data or data, letter C, graphics, o letter D, objects. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Item number 15. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po. Letter B is, tama po ba yung letter B? Okay, ngayon pa lang po, dapat puspusan na po tayo, no? Puspusan na po yung pag-aaral natin, pag-scan po ng mga notes natin. Huwag lang po natin i-compile lahat. Okay, dapat nire-review po natin yan araw-araw. Spend lang ba kayo, no, ng at least 1.5 hours per day. At saka mag-answer po kayo ng at least 50 to 100 items. Ano pa yun, laking tulong po yan. Pag-aralan niyo pong mag-rationalize ng mga options, okay, eliminate po ng mga distractors. Yan po yung mismo yung ginawa ko. I see a lot of letter Bs. Tama po ba yung letter B? So let's reveal the best option po for item number 15. Ay, walang iba kundi yung letter B, okay? Pag sinabi kasi nating information, ito na po yung result, okay? Output na po siya. Result of processed data. Yan po yung information. Pag sinabi natin graphics, visual representations, katulad po ng ating information, output na din po siya, okay? But then we're looking for the inputs here or the raw material. So the best option here would be letter B, yung data po natin. Okay, pag sinabi kasi natin data, ito po yung mga raw facts natin, yung mga figures, or symbols, no, that when processed can be converted into meaningful information. Comes in various, kumbaga, pwede po siyang manggaling sa ating mga different forms, no, katulad po ng text, ng numbers, or signals, and is the primary input that the computers manipulate to generate outputs. Okay, ito yung mga outputs natin, katulad po ng information and yung graphics. Okay, so na nakuha po, item number 15, raw material input, the best option here would be data or data. Okay, 15, letter B po yung tamang sagot. We go to item number 16. A seafood supplier is grading sea urchins. Okay, sea urchins for export to the Japanese market. The color of the gonads is a crucial factor for preference. The most sought after color in this market is blank. Is it A, orange to brown? Letter B, greenish yellow. Letter C, brown. Or letter D, bright orange gonads. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Ilapag po sa ating chat box. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Item number 16. Ilapag po. I see letter A. Tama po ba yung letter A? Letter D. Tama po ba yung letter D? Sige, lapag lang po. So let's reveal ang tamang sagot po for item number 16 ay walang iba kundi yung letter. Magpugay po yung mga nasagot ng letter D. Okay? Letter D po yung tamang sagot. Bakit? Ano po ba yung gonad? Ito po, yung yellow part mismo ng ating sea urchin. Yan po siya. Kumbaga, in the Japanese market, no, yung bright orange gonads po ng ating mga sea urchins are the most preferred because this color po, nag-indicate po siya ng freshness. Again, nag-indicate po yan ng freshness, quality, and desirable taste. What about the rest of our options here? Yung orange to brown, yung greenish yellow and brown, ito po yung, kumbaga, less preferred na. Okay, less preferred, undesirable, and even less appealing. Okay, kumbaga, kapag mas yellow or matingkad po yung kulay or ng pagka-orange po ng gonad ng ating sea urchin is mas kalidad siya. Okay, mas quality po siya and of course, preferred. Okay, makamasa po. Yan po yung letter D here, yung bright orange gonads. So the best option here would be letter D. Okay, 16, letter D po yung tamang sagot. Okay, so na nakuha, that's item number 16. Tamang sagot, letter D. We go to item number 17. A carpenter is preparing to saw a piece of wood along its grain. Okay, ito po, gas-gas na po ito, no? The most suitable saw for this task is called what? Is it A, rip saw? Letter B, coping saw? Letter C, crosscut saw? O letter D, back saw? Ano po yung tamang sagot? Gas-gas na po itong tanong na to, okay? Sana po wala nang may magkamali dito. 17, letter A. Tama po ba yung letter A? Ripsu po ba? Sige, lapag lang po. Sandali, my phone is not working. Sige, lapag lang. I see a lot of letter A's. Tama po ba yung letter A? So let's reveal, wag na po natin patagalin. The best option here would be letter A, yung ripsaw po natin. Okay, tandaan po yung ripsaw specifically designed, no, for cutting wood along the grain. Kumbaga naka-lengthwise. Yan po yung along the grain. yung teeth niya mismo, no, are set at an angle that allows it to efficiently slice through the fibers of the wood. Pag sinabi naman natin coping saw here, ito po yung ginagamit natin for making intricate cuts or curved cuts. Yan po yung coping saw. Tandaan po, intricate. Sabi naman natin crosscut saw, ano siya, no? Hindi po katulad ng ating ripsaw along the grain. Tandaan po yung keywords po natin sa ripsaw along the grain. Yung crosscut saw naman po, ito naman yung klase ng handsaw, okay, or klase ng saw na ginagamit natin to cut wood across, okay, across the grain, yan po ang ating crosscut saw. Pag sinabi naman nating backsaw, ito yung ginagamit natin for making pine cuts, okay, making pine cuts in joinery, okay. Sana nakuha, para mas ma-visualize po natin, ito po yung itsura ng ating mga saw dito. Ito po yung itsura ng ripsaw. Ito naman po yung coping saw, yung crosscut. Okay, tandaan po yung mga itsura nila. Okay, ay yung problema kasi nga po sa ating board examination, TLTB majors po tayo, no? Medyo may pagka-unfair din po si PRC. Hindi lang po yung concepts na dapat i-familiar natin o i-master natin. Pati din po yung mga, what do you call this, yung mga schematic diagrams, yung mga illustrations, dapat alam din po natin yan. Okay? Yeah. Yan po yung crosscut saw. And of course, the last one here, ito po yung back saw. Okay? Sana na-visualize po natin. Rip saw along the grain. Yung coping saw, ito po yung curved cuts. Again, curved cuts, coping saw, crosscut saw across the grain. And of course, yung back saw, fine cuts in joinery. Sana nakuha, that's item number 17. Letter A po yung tamang sagot. We go to item number 18. A nutritionist is advising a vegetarian on potential nutrient deficiencies. Okay, vegetarian on potential nutrient deficiencies. The vitamin they are most likely to be deficient. Ano po ba yung klase ng vitamin na kulang sila? Ano po ba? Is that A, cobalamin, letter B, iron, letter C, zinc, letter D, potassium? Ano po yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po. Ano po yung tamang sagot? I see letter A. Tama po ba yung letter A? Sige, lapag lang. Ang daming sumasagot ng letter A. Tama po ba yung letter A? Alright. Wag na po natin patagalin. The best option here for item number 18 ay walang iba kundi yung letter A. Okay? Letter A po yung tinatawag natin na cobalamin. Okay? Tandaan po yung, ito po siya, no? Yan. Yung vitamin B12. Yung cobalamin, ito po din po yung tinatawag natin na vitamin B12. Again, cobalamin, vitamin B12 po siya. Primarily, makikita po natin siya, no? Or it can be found in animal-based foods. Okay? We're talking about here kasi yung mga vegetarian, kumbaga yung mga diet nila is more on veggies, di ba? More on fruits, vegetables. Eh, hindi po sila kumakain ng mga animal-based na mga pagkain, katulad po ng ating meat, di ba? Yung mga dairy natin, yung eggs. Kumbaga, a vegetarian diet po, especially a vegan one, may lack adequate sources of B12, okay, leading to deficiencies. Kumbaga, kapag kulang ka po ng cobalamin or yung B12 na tinatawag, this can cause symptoms, no? Katulad po ng fatigue, okay, yung weakness, and even neurological issues. Tandaan po natin yung iron natin dito, yung zinc, and even yung mga potassium natin. Makikita po natin yan, no? Or it can be found either po or both in fruits and vegetables. Okay? Kung kapag vegetarian ka, pwede ka rin po makakuha ng iron. Pwede ka din po makakuha or makapag-acquire ng zinc, di ba? Or even po sa potassium, di ba? Yung saging natin, rich in potassium po sila. But we're talking about here, ano po bang klase ng vitamin, okay, na kulang po yung mga vegetarian natin. So the best option here would be letter A, yung cobalamin natin o yung tinatawag natin na vitamin B12. Okay, tandaan po yan, kapag vegetarian, kulang po sila ng cobalamin. Okay, tandaan po, kapag kulang ka, vitamin B12 deficiency ka po, no, or deficient ka, mararamdaman mo po may headache ka, no, yung fatigue, di ba? And of course, tired of kale. Okay, yan po ang ating tamang sagot. The best option here for item number 18 ay walang iba kundi letter A, cobalamin. Tandaan po yan, teachers. Baka lumabas po ito. Item number 19. A crafter is working with a hooked needle. Okay, hooked needle to create interlocking loops of stitches using a single thread. This technique is called, is it A, stitching, letter B, smocking, letter C, crocheting, or letter D, embroidering? Ano po yung tamang sagot? Item number 19, pakilapag po, ano yung tamang sagot? I see letter C, yes. Tama po ba yung letter C? Tama po ba yan? Alright, so let's reveal ang tamang sagot po dito ay walang iba kundi yung pagpugay po, lahat ng nagsagot ng letter C, yung crochet po. Eh, pag sinabi kasi nating stitching, no, ito po yung sewing, di ba? Sewing or using a needle and thread to join. Yan po yung purpose ng stitching natin. To join pieces of fabric together. Yan po, yung pag nanahip natin, no? Pagtatahi, yan po yung stitching. Pag sinabi naman nating smocking, ito po yung ginagamit natin, no? Or used to gather fabric in decorative patterns. Again, gather fabric in decorative patterns, yan po yung smocking natin. Tandaan po natin mga keywords, teachers, ha? Pag sinabi naman natin embroidering, ito po yung stitching designs no, onto fabric using a needle and thread. Kapag tinanong po kayo sa board exam or actual board examination, ano po ba yung proseso no, ng pagpipaint natin on cloth, yung sagot po natin dyan is embroidering. Again, embroidering po yung tamang sagot kapag yung ganun yung tanong. We're looking here with the presence no or with the use of hook needle to create interlocking loops. So the best option here would be letter C, yung crochet po. Okay, kumbaga as what I have mentioned, gumagamit po ng hook needle to create interlocking loops of thread or yarn, di ba? Nag-involve po siya ng pulling the thread through loops to form various patterns and textures. So, oftentimes, ginagamit natin ito no, to make items katulad po ng clothing natin, ng mga blankets and even accessories, di ba? Kapag nagpo-crochet ka, pwede ka mag-create ng mga blankets, even yung clothes po, di ba? Kaya-kaya din po yan. So, sana nakuha natin hook needle to create interlocking loops. The best option here would be letter C, yung crochet po. We go to the last question for tonight. We have here item number 20. A researcher is conducting a study. Again, a study on the human populations. Is po siya ng statistics. This field of science is known as, is it A, ecology, letter B, geography, letter C, anthropology, letter D, demography. Demography. Ano po yung tamang sagot? Pakilapag po. Mhm. I see letter D. Tama po ba yung letter D? Tama po ba yung letter D? Sige, sagot lang po. So let's reveal ang tamang sagot po natin for item number 20 and last item for tonight ay walang iba kundi yung letter D, yung demography. Again, kapag presence po ng statistics, okay, human populations, wala na po tayong pinag-uusapan dito kundi yung demography. Okay, pag sinabi kasi natin ecology, ito po yung relationship. Again, relationship po between organisms in their environment. Yan po yung ecology. Pag sinabi naman natin geography, ito po yung pag-aaral mismo no, ng Earth's physical features and the distribution of populations. Hindi po siya yung may process ng statistics, di ba? Physical features lang po ng ating Earth, yan po yung geography. Pag sinabi naman nating anthropology, ito po yung pag-aaral ng human societies and cultures. Ano po ba yung mga kultura ng certain populations. Yan po yung anthropology. Ano po yung mga societies, di ba? Kung saan ka po nabilang ng mga societies, yun po yung anthropology. Kasi yung demography natin dito, tandaan po natin, scientific study po siya of human populations, including po yung size, yung structure, yung distribution po, and the factors that influence population charges, katulad po ng mga birth rates, di ba? Birth rates, yung death rates, and even migrations. Okay, tandaan po natin yan. Yan po ang demography. Human populations, the best option po, it's letter D. 20, letter D po yung tamang sagot. Okay? Pakilapag nga po, ilang items po ba? Okay, ano po ba yung scores niyo? Pakilapag po ng scores. Wala po ba yung nakuha natin? Pakilapag po teachers sa ating chat box. Okay, so pagkatapos nito, no? So I think next week po. Medyo busy pa ako this week. Iloilo po kasi kami, kuha po kami ng ticket for oath taking. O, 17 out of 20, very good. Okay, ready na po ito, no? So baka next week kung magkakaroon po tayo ng another session. And of course, that would be the last session bago po yung ating summative exam. And of course, after our summative exam, magkakaroon din po tayo ng another 5 sets of sessions for as preparation po no sa ating pangalawang summative exam. And after that, pre-board na po tayo and final coaching. Okay? May free access din po kayo no, sa mga classified files natin. Yes po, recorded po ito. Okay, ipo-post din po sa ating page. Okay, kaya po, for those na hindi pa po nakapollow sa ating page, follow na po kayo. 19 out of 20. Wow, pang top notcher po ito si Ma'am Mary Grace, no? How about the others? Ilan po yung scores ninyo? 17 out of 20. Thank you po. It's okay. Thank you din po. Thank you for participating. Okay, teachers, so that would be all. Thank you so much po for participating tonight and hopefully maging ready na po tayo. Maging equipped po tayo, no? Bago po yung ating board examination. Okay, and I wish you all the best. Libre po lahat ng ating mga files and even yung mga sessions natin. Kasi nga po, commitment ko din po ito. Okay? So, again, maraming salamat din po sa pag-participate and God bless us all. Thank you so much, teachers. And good night. Bye, teachers.